All right, eighth graders, I'm going to record this ahead of the game here before you guys come in, and then we'll do it again when you're here. But in case you're absent or you need to hear the lesson again, here we go. So this is Unit 1, Lesson 12. Looks like this is page page 99. And so it's talking about congruent polygons. Congruent means it's the same. You're not changing the size or the shape in any way. And it says, let's decide if two figures are congruent. Translated images. All of these triangles are congruent. Sometimes we can take one figure to another with a translation. It says shade the triangles that are images of triangle ABC under a translation. And then I highlighted, underlined actually, page 166 here and the definition of translation. And if you turn to page 166, at the very back of your book, there is a glossary of terms. And so at the bottom of page 166, the translation moves every point in a figure a given distance in a given direction. Notice it doesn't talk about changing the size or the shape in any way. Now, I think some of you might be able to just look at this and decide which ones are congruent. And so I went ahead and traced ABC, and I kind of looked at these. And I can see I could just slide it right over here because it's talking about a translation. Let's see here. Looks like this one would also work. So I want you to shade the ones that are translations, and that's what they tell you to do. What color you shade each one is up to you. All right, page 100. Let's take a look at that. It says for each of the following pairs of shapes, it says decide whether they are congruent or not. Explain your reasoning. And so there's several pages of this. I'm looking at page 101 right now. There's some right there, and there's a couple at the bottom of page 101. And if you turn it and keep going, you'll see some more. But anyways, some of you might be able to just look at these and be able to tell if they're congruent or not. I opted to trace it, and you can see what I'm doing right there. I traced it, and I just want to know if it's congruent or not. Well, I'm going to turn it this way. And I would say, yes, it is. They are all congruent. And it says, explain your reasoning. Well, how you phrase it is up to you, but you could say that, all the points correspond and the shape has not changed in any way. And then you're to do the same thing on page 101 and turn to page 102. And that one's pretty obvious. I don't even know why they put that one in the book. It's obviously not congruent because one is larger than the other. And then top of page 103, it says for each pair of shapes, decide whether or not shape A is congruent to shape B and explain how you know. So some of these might be a little bit easier to trace and see if they are congruent. I'll let you guys decide if that's necessary or not. And there's several pages of that. And then it says right here at the bottom of page 105, are you ready for more? Polygon has 8 sides. And it says 5 of the sides have a length of 1. 2 of the sides have a length of 2. And 1 has a length of 3. It says all sides lay on grid lines. It may be helpful to use graph paper when working this problem. I will hand out some graph paper to you guys and collect them tomorrow. There's 2 that you need to try. Find a polygon with these properties. That's the properties above they've been talking about. And then number 2 here, is there a second polygon not congruent, not the same as your first, with the same properties? 8 sides, 5 with a length of 1, 2 sides with a length of 2, and 1 side with a length of 3. And again, I have some graph paper that I will give you guys And I have it here somewhere. Here it is. I've got these half sheets, and make sure you put your name, grade 8, and then I will put unit 1, lesson 12, so we know what it is that we're looking at when I collect these tomorrow. Okay. And then there's the summary. You can scratch out the top of page 106. Not worried about that, but we've got the lesson summary. You guys know how the summaries work. They're just giving you examples on what the lesson is about. They're not asking you any questions. And then the practice problems start on page 108. And so go through those pages. Looks like it ends on page 110. So I want you guys to do pages something to 110. Let me go back and see what it was here. What was the first page? 99. All right, 99 to 110. Also, and I'll talk about this in class, there is a Get More Math on the Google Classroom. And it's some software we're going to begin using. And there is an assignment that you need to do today. It's due by 11:59 tonight. Shouldn't take you guys too terribly long. And I'll explain more on the Get More Math, but that's in the, again, it's in the Google Classroom. It's posted in there. Okay. All right. That's it for this video.